Welcome to another episode of Talk Tonic with Tyler. I'm sitting down with Geof Kine of West Coast POS. And today we're going to learn about what it's like selling point of sales in California.
It's a very unique market. We have a lot of laws that you have to work around. Our governor has changed his mind twice on cash advantage and dual pricing. So they were going to outlaw it. Now they said at the last minute, no, we can't. So it's a minefield. It can be a minefield. But so far, we've been very successful with Tonic.
Really, I am grateful that you are. And yes, Geof sells Tonic. It's one of our early adopters, matter of fact, with some recent big wins.
Yes. While I've been here at the show in the last 72 hours, we have a 24 chain burger restaurant in California who's given us a verbal approval for all 24 locations. We have a 13 store chain with Italian restaurant. We're going to be installing 2 test stores here fairly quickly in the San Diego area. We have a 5-store walk-up QSR, gave us a verbal. A 2-store Mexican restaurant this is all this week. It was insane. My phone kept going off from my sales staff.
I love it.
It's like, wow. It's like, what, another call? What do you need? Oh, we've got another verbal from this customer. This customer wrote us a check. This customer is ready to sign. What's next?
Well, Geof, you're quickly climbing at this rate to be the number 1 partner. We're excited. We have a team out of Iowa. They put on 90 sites in the last year and a half. We just did a 20 station install at a baseball stadium, professional baseball stadium.
I heard about that. That's incredible. Never even thought of putting Tonic in a baseball stadium, and I've got 4 of them right around my office.
Well, you've inspired me with the wins that you had this week. I'm glad that you came to the show. What's the key to success that you have found to land so many accounts so quickly?
Well, first of all, just like you, I heavily invested into my business this year, and I hired a sales manager, and that's all he does. As the owner of a business, it's incredibly hard to wear every hat. You can't be the guy who's, hey, I'm on support, I'm in sales, I'm in admin, I'm taking care of the business, I'm writing the checks. So in the last year, I've hired an operations manager, I've hired a sales manager, and that sales manager, that's his dedicated role. The other thing is we have a great reputation with products we've sold in the past, and our customers love us. So when a customer says, well, how can I trust your service? Call our clients. That's all you need to do. Many people in our industry, as you know, restaurants, there's no loyalty. We have that built in because we give the greatest service in the world. Customers down, we don't care where it is. We're going to go fix it. And then we talk about the issue later. We don't point fingers. Our staff, we have people who speak Spanish, English, French, and German.
Wow.
So we can handle most language barriers in our own support. And we do our own support from 7 a.m. to 11 at night every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 11 to 7 or 7 to 11, 365. There you go.
In your journey of selling products, you said you have a history selling products. What are the ones you've sold in the past?
Well, we've sold Future POS, but as you know, that was acquired by Shift4 in 2017. They have now end-of-life that product. We've sold SkyTab, we've sold Tonic, we've sold cash registers. I've been in the business since '86. So there's a long line of DOS products. We used to sell a product called Comus Restaurant Software. I don't know if you ever heard of that. That was a DOS-lantastic product. We've sold cash registers from CRS with the Samsung product. And before that, I worked for Suite Incorporated.
And who's that?
They went out of business in 1991. They went bankrupt.
Okay, what do they do?
Cash registers.
Okay.
Their main claim to fame was actually grocery store systems. They had a product that when they went bankrupt, they had a 6-month backlog of orders for it.
What is your greatest value proposition to your customers when you approach them with your solutions?
Our experience as a group. Everybody in my organization has either worked in or managed restaurants. So we go in, we have empathy and we have sympathy for what they're going through. When they say, hey, this is going on, we're losing our mind on a Friday night, we all have it. We take a calm, cool approach and get them taken care of, no matter what it is. So we start with our own support, and then if we need to, we reach out to Tonic or we reach out to our other support staffs and get it resolved.
Support is key, which is why we've chosen at Tonic to work with partners like you across the entire U.S. I'm glad that you've had this success that you have today, but I'm curious, what are some of the challenges that you come to mind that we're facing as a community today with VARs, with resellers, with point of sale? What keeps you up at night?
My competitors, the race to the bottom, the companies that give it away for nothing and promise the world. It affects us all. When you lie to a customer as a competitor, or which we don't do, we are very transparent. But when you've said to a customer, "Oh, I'm going to put you in at zero cost to put your system in, and we're going to give you a crazy rate like 2.1 or 2.0 overall rate," there's just no money in there to pay for that system. So you know at some point, somebody's going to have to come in and pay the bill. When that happens, it ruins the reputation of anybody in point of sale, anybody who's selling merchant services, because now that customer is once bitten, twice shy. It's going to be a lot harder to convert them. The other things that we do in my office, we try to consult. So we want to be that trusted consultant with our merchants. So even after the sale, we just don't install it, train it, and walk away. We're continually calling them. Hey, what else can we do better? How did you like this? How did this work? Oh, wait, you ran into this challenge? Well, let's see if we can resolve that together.
Well, we know firsthand that you are a great communicator and you definitely represent your partners or your customers' needs, and we hear them from you. But your communication is key. It's really helpful for us to build the best product because you do communicate, you do advocate for them. What about your culture within your business? You mentioned your team is a team of experts, which leads me to think, how long have you had those people with you?
Well, let's see. My longest term employee is 8 years. That's Barry. Barry's our developer. So for our legacy products, we need somebody who works with SQL. Barry is amazing. If something happens where the SQL database goes bang, Barry can usually fix it in about 10 minutes. When we called into other support that support that particular product, we get told a lot, well, you've got Barry, have him fix it. The rest of the team, Tristan's been on board about 3 years. That's my office manager, my operations manager. Everybody else there has been there about a year now. We had a bunch of employees who, for lack of a better term, became complacent in what they were doing and weren't doing what they needed to do. As I said, I invested heavily into the business this year, and I need people who are going to row the boat. And if you're not going to row my boat and you're not going to row it in the direction I'm telling you it's going, that's a real problem. So we came up with a culture inside. Let's all row the boat. Once a week we have, believe it or not, non-fictional storytelling with Geof. Basically what it is for me to stand in front of them and explain different parts of what point of sale does. What is a kitchen printer for? What is a KDS for? What do those products do? How can we make things better? How can we talk to our customers? We use, in that during time, I use a lot of analogies. For instance, I'm sure people know of Bing Bag Theory. There was an episode where Sheldon was training Penny to act better, and he gave her chocolate. I took that and used that and say, let's give our customers chocolate. If they call up because they're upset something happened, hey, calm them down and give them a chocolate. Give them something sweet. Say, hey, thank you for working with us. We really appreciate you. And it has really changed the culture of our customers and inside. Everybody has respect for everybody.
Well, that sounds like an amazing group. I want to thank you for choosing Tonic. And I'd like to ask, what attracted you in a short version? Why are you sitting in this chair today with me?
Well, Tristan, my office manager, went to RTSS last year and met your group. And she came back and she said, Geof, I want to have this software. And I said, why? I went up to these people. They had incredible energy and it feels like family. And that's what we want. We want that relationship and we feel like we get it with Tonic.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I remember her because she's been in the restaurant space. She only been with you for 3 years, but she knows it inside and out, right?
Oh, yeah. She's worked for Claim Jumper. She's opened multiple bars. She's worked in multiple bars, from a bartender, a dishwasher, all the way up. She's been a general manager for Claim Jumper. She knows the industry.
Well, thank you for sharing some of your story today, Geof. I'd like to sit down with you again because I know there's so much more to unpack, but welcome to the Tonic team.
Thank you for having us, Tyler. We're looking forward to a profitable and long and happy partnership.